that improved access to clean water would boost public health, livelihoods and public confidence in government. She commended President Tinubu and FCT Minister for prioritizing development in satellite towns. Acting Executive Secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, Engineer Richard Yunana Dauda, said the project was executed by CDC Nigeria Limited and is designed to provide potable water to Bari and neighboring communities, including Ushafa, Aji, Zuma, Gaba, and Katruko, in line with the FCT Minister plan. Now, Nigerian youth have been urged to embrace responsibility, promote unity, and place national interests above personal ambition as key drivers of the country's development. The call came from the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, in a goodwill message to participants at the 2026 National Retreat of the City Boy Movement. In a statement signed by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Digital and New Media and Deputy Director, General Media, Communication and Public Affairs of the movement, Ortega Ogra. The retreat, themed Youth Unity and Action, brought together coordinators of the movement from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to strengthen grassroots mobilization and support the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration. He said Nigeria's future depends on young people who chose service over self-sacrifice, over comfort, and nation above narrow interest. He also highlighted the federal government's economic reforms, including the removal of fuel subsidy, foreign exchange unification, and tax reforms, saying they are beginning to restore economic stability and create opportunities for young Nigerians. The Chief of Staff, the retreat, Senator Ibrahim Hassan Hadejia, called for stronger grassroots mobilization, while the Director General of the City Boy Movement, Francis Oluwatosin Shoga, unveiled a strategy to mobilize 10 million youth votes for President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027 through community-based engagement across the country. The statement also reads that the retreat featured the movement patron, Mr. Sheyi Tinubu, Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, and other stakeholders committed to expanding youth participation in national development. Now, on the way to the Area Council, the chairman of Gwagwalada Area Council, Comrade Kashimu Muhammad Ikwa, has assured residents that they will not regret electing him as the chairman of the council. Comrade Ikwa gave the assurance during an inspection visit to the site of the Gwagwalada Town Hall, a project that has remained under construction for the past 16 years. He pledged to ensure its completion within the shortest possible time. Correspondent Abdullahi Mukhtar reports.
Speaking during the inspection, Comrade Kasimu Mohammed Ikwa described the visit as the beginning of a new era for the people of Gwagwalada Area Council. He said the completion of the Gwagwalada Town Hall is one of the key priorities of his administration, noting that the foundation of the project was laid in 2010, 16 years ago. The chairman stressed that ensuring value for public funds means completing abundant projects of great importance rather than leaving them to deteriorate. He said the town hall, when completed, will have a positive impact on the entire council.
To give value for money spent on government and the judicious management and accountability, I felt we should not just abandon this project, but it's part of my intention to see to the completion of this notable project that have an impact on the whole Gwagwalada populace.
Comrade Ikwa described the prolonged delay in completing the town hall as unfortunate, noting that it was unacceptable for a major area council like Gwagwalada to be without functional town hall. He reaffirmed his determination to complete the project, expressing optimism that it will be among the projects to be commissioned during his first 100 days in office.
The project has been earmarked by the grace of God, hoping to commission in the next 3 months to come, when we will be celebrating our 100 years in office. For that, I'm charging the contractor on site to meet the target, to give us quality work, and on our own side, we shall do our best to service him, to see him delivering the project in the next 3 months.
In his remarks, the contractor, Engineer Lukman Lawal, assured the chairman that with the council's continued support and commitment, the project will be completed by the end of August.
Since our able chairman, the new chairman came in, he said he wanted to complete the project within 100 days, and we have proceeded. By God's grace, between now and August ending, we should be able to complete the project.
Earlier, the chairman was in Dobi, where he flagged off the construction of the 1 kilometer Ungwambasa road. Residents of the community turned out in large numbers to welcome him and express appreciation for the road project. Abdullahi Mukhtar, ASO Television News.
Away from the Area Council now, the Federal Capital Territory Fire Service has commenced a comprehensive review of its fire router service framework as part of effort to improve emergency response. The service has also appealed to the federal government to increase funding, modern firefighting equipment, and additional personnel to strengthen fire safety across the nation's capital. Our correspondent Usman Katun Umar reports.
The director of the FCT Fire Service, Mr. Adebayo Zakios Amiola, says the ongoing administrative and technical review of the fire router system is aimed at ensuring the service aligns with its strategic objectives, operational standards, and the overall public interest. He explains that the system introduced through a partnership with Prime Alert Secure Limited is being carefully assessed before decisions are taken on its future operations. He advised subscribers to retain their installed fire router devices and urged those whose subscriptions are due for renewal to seek clarification from the FCT Fire Service before making long-term commitments. Mr. Amiola also reassured residents that the conventional emergency fire reporting and response services remain fully operational.
This review is intended to ensure that the system continues to operate in a manner that aligns with the service's strategic objectives, operational standards, and the overall public interest.
Beyond the ongoing review, the Fire Service Director appealed for increased government funding, saying many of the agency's firefighting appliances have exceeded their operational lifespan. He called for the replacement of obsolete equipment, improved budgetary allocation, continuous local and international training for firefighters, recruitment of additional personnel, and the acquisition of modern firefighting technologies, including aerial ladder platforms, water tenders, breathing apparatus, and emergency assessment drones. The director thanked the FCT Minister, Barrister Ezewonye Somwike, for his continued support and assured residents that stakeholders would be kept informed as the fire router review progresses, while emphasizing that investment in the fire service remains critical to public safety and national resilience. Usman Katun Umar, ASO Television News.
Now, when ASO briefing returns, Federal High Court issued amended pre-election practice direction. To stay with us.
From June 11th till July 19th, everything fit way. The FIFA World Cup 2026 go happen. Touchlight all 104 matches on top 4 correct channels. Sharply grab your GoTV decoder, GoTenna plus 1 month jolly for only 15,000 naira. Live on Super Sport, only on GoTV.
Many thanks for staying there. Now, the Federal High Court of Nigeria has issued the Federal High Court Pre-Election Practice Direction Amendment 2026 aimed at strengthening the handling of pre-election cases across the country. The amendment was approved by the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Tadamhamba Soho, and updates the original practice directions that came into effect on June 26, 2026, according to a statement by the Director of Information of the Federal High Court, Dr. Catherine Obi Christopher. The amendment guidelines were issued in line with relevant provisions of the 1999 Constitution, the Electoral Act 2026, and other enabling laws. The court says the revised practice directions are designed to ensure the speedy, efficient, and fair determination of pre-election materials and matters in line with constitutional and electoral requirements. The amended practice directions took effect on July 15, 2026 today, and the Federal High Court has made copies available available to the public for reference. Now, the Nigerian police has arrested Adeniyi Adeyemi, the Director General of the Fake Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, the PFIPC, in Osun State, just hours after a bench warrant was issued by the court. His arrest was confirmed in a terse statement issued to journalists by the personnel assistant to the Force Public Relations Officer, Aminu Koji. Recalled that the Federal High Court in Abuja had issued a bench warrant for the arrest of Adeyemi after he failed to appear for arraignment on charges of forgery, fraud, and impersonation. Justice Muhammad Umar issued the warrant on Tuesday following an oral application by the prosecution counsel, Wisdom Madaki, who informed the court that the defendant had repeatedly failed to appear despite several adjournments granted at his instance. Recall that Adeyemi was scheduled to take his plea on an 8-count charge bordering on forgery, fraud and impersonation. Although the case was listed as number 12 on the court's course list, he was absent when the matter was called. His lawyer, Genesis Francis, was present and announced his appearance on behalf of the defendant. Urging the court to issue a warrant of arrest, the prosecution argued that Adeyemi had consistently frustrated the commencement of the trial. Now let's quickly take you to business. The federal government, United Nations Development Programme, the UNDP, and Digital Pairs International, DPI, have reaffirmed commitment to supporting youth-led innovation, digital technology, and partnership to combating plastic pollution and promoting Nigeria's circular economy. The commitment was made in Abuja at the close of the Global Environment Facility Small Grant Program Supported Plastic Waste Solutions, a project implemented by DPI with support from UNDP. Business correspondent Ile Meje has that report.
Speaking in Abuja at the event, the Chief Executive Officer of Digital Pairs International, DPI, Dr. Mrs. Ibukun Odusote, described the project as an enhanced effort to building a sustainable innovation ecosystem, to creating jobs and solving environmental challenges.
It also happens to be a strategic project of the SGP, GF, UNDP. So it meant that there was quite a lot of challenges. We have run back to back so many things. We had 400 participants at the inception. And we have carried these participants. We had trainings in Abuja. We had trainings in Nasarawa. Each of the groups will boast in the fact that it's a safe environment.
While urging for stronger collaboration with government institutions and relevant stakeholders to scaling up innovations, Dr. Odusote points sustained investment.
We've been on this for over 25 years. And when you bring all these people together, in some few months and years, we will get invitation.
On their part, representatives disclosed that the initiative is one of the most impactful youth-focused environmental programs, pointing young people at the center of the project.
My perception is the fact that until we begin to think out of the box, the economic crisis will be resolved. The national economic crisis will be resolved.
To the ministry, because you cannot handle a problem that you cannot measure, right? We are very wonderful, they were supportive. I want to commend them all. They are warriors because they have done what many people have not been able to do.
I was able to secure a partnership, a research partnership specific. Secular manufacturing hubs should be at the forefront.
So I was able to use those products that the ones I already made for her to exhibit. And people were really amazed. They were like, you made earrings from this? Because I think what China do is they always make things look very cumbersome. So they don't believe that all earrings, something as little as earrings, can come out compared to what today.
They say sustained environmental solutions will be fully achieved with strengthened partnership among key stakeholders across the country. Ile Emeje, ASO Television News.
And on stocks, bargain hunting by investors in largely capitalized shares caused the last trading session to close in the red. Business correspondent Ile Meje is standing by with more details.
Equity sector of the nation's capital market traded in a total volume of 523.54 million stocks at the last session, valued at 22.27 billion naira in 59,945 deals. International breweries, Nigerian Aviation Handling Company and UACN led the gainers table with a profit of 9.77%, 8.36%, and 8.11%. On the other hand, PZ, Boa Cement, and Red Star Express were top on the losers table, depreciating with 10%, 9.99%, and 9.98%. In the course of transaction, all She Index and market capitalization dipped by 0.84% to close at 241,749 units and 155.1 trillion naira. And on the exchange rate, the naira sells on the I&E window for 1,379 naira to the dollar, 1,841 naira to the pound sterling, and 1,575 naira to the euro. Ile Emeje, ASO Television News.
And now on a beat from the foreign saying Iran's Revolutionary Guard have declared that the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed until the United States ends what Tehran described as its act of aggression, raising fresh concern over global oil and gas supplies. In a statement carried by Iranian state television, the Guard said retaliatory operations would continue following U.S. strikes on Iranian territory. They also warned that other regional oil and gas export routes serving U.S. and allied interests could become targets if hostilities persist. The latest escalation comes as U.S. force reportedly launched fresh strikes on Iranian military position near the Strait of Hormuz, while Iran claimed responsibility for attacks on U.S. military facilities in Bahrain and Kuwait. Air raid sirens were also reported in Bahrain and Kuwait and Jordan, saying they intercepted Iranian drones and missiles. And going to sports now. Defending champions Argentina will take on England later today, Wednesday, in a blockbuster FIFA World Cup semi-final in Atlanta, with a place in the final against Spain at stake. Lionel Messi will once again lead Argentina's debut to become the first nation since Brazil in 1962 to successfully defend the World Cup title. The 39-year-old captain who has scored 8 goals to share the tournament Golden Boot lead has been instrumental in Argentina's run to the last 4. England, under head coach Thomas Tuchel, arrive in the semi-finals with the attacking duo of Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, who have combined for 12 of the team's 13 goals. The three Lions are chasing their first World Cup final appearance since lifting the trophy in 1966. Speaking ahead of the match, Tuchel said his players were excited and determined despite the pressure of the occasion. He also confirmed that midfielder Declan Rice has recovered from illness and is fit to start the encounter. Now, the winner of Wednesday clash will face Spain in Sunday's World Cup final after the European champions defeated France to book their place in the title decider. But that's more we can take on ASO Briefing today. Thank you so much for your time. I am Joy Annie. Do have a good day ahead.